Hello, and welcome to the NintenGems podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jake.
I am this week's second host, Braden.
And this week, we are joined by a very special guest, Clay Delphia.
It's me. Hello.
What's
Welcome.
up, Clay?
What's up?
Welcome to the show.
You know, I have to say, you're one of the only people I know on this planet that actually listens to our podcast, so I do have to say thank you for that.
What else am I supposed to fill my time with, you know? I could be doing something important, but no, I'm going to listen to this.
NintenGems.
Exactly, and I'm not going to say that if you listen to the show that you'll be on the show, but it worked out for Clay, so...
Yeah, I'm in the eyes of my own celebrities, so it's finally happening.
Alright, well, it's cool to have you here, man. Let's go on and get into the show, I guess.
Yeah, so we will go ahead and start, I guess, with the more recent games, kind of what we've been playing. I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. We are going to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles in more depth today. But I guess to start out, has there been anything other than that you guys have been playing on your Switch systems, Braden?
I'll go first. I was bad. Target had a buy two, get one free special on Switch games, on mini games for multiple consoles. And there are these games in the $20 bin that I've been eyeing for a long time. And so I bought three because they were $20 physical Switch games.
Okay.
That just makes me happy.
Three $20 games for the price of 40, I would assume.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Plus my Target discount. Can't beat that. So the first game is Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. The second is Risk, Monopoly, and Trivial Pursuit.
Two bangers.
The third is Lego Worlds.
3 bangers.
For the price of 2.
Wow. Okay. That's all I got to say about that.
I said I was bad. The only one I've opened, I played it last night while we were watching Judge Judy. I played some Wheel of Fortune on the side. And it was exactly what I was looking for. It was a little bit of quiz. It was a little bit of puzzle. You know, there were actually people online for me to play with. So
Wow.
for what?
Online.
Yeah.
Is it competitive?
I mean,
Did you lose?
I was losing, and I kind of think maybe they just played enough that they knew the puzzles ahead of time. Or, you know, they're looking online for the answers, because, like, they were guessing the answers, like, really fast. But that's my short story for this week. Wheel of Fortune is decent. I'll let you know how Jeopardy is, and if I ever open the other two games, I'll talk about those too. But we can move on to Clay.
You know, no, I'd figure that those games would be fun. I mean, game show video games are usually pretty good.
Yeah, they
or
did.
if not good, enjoyable.
Reliable.
Right.
I mean, you know the show on the TV, the game on the TV, and so you know what you're gonna get. They didn't license. Is it Pat Sajak, Vanna White?
You just got 2 randos running the show
Yes.
for you?
Yes, it literally says male host and female host, I'm pretty sure. And you like, and yo, listen to this. There's actually like unlockables. Like you have an avatar, and you know, as you play more and answer more questions correctly, like you level up and earn unlockables. But the hosts unlock costumes as well. So I got like a flowery dress for off-brand Vanna White. Fun stuff. I was bad.
I'm jealous.
You should be.
All right, cool.
I'm more interested to hear what Clay's been playing.
Yeah. What have you been playing on the Switch this week, Clay?
I don't want to tell you now. Nah, I got Hatsune Miku, the Project Diva game for the Switch in February.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I play off and on, but this month, I don't know what it is. I just keep playing like for hours and still sucking really bad at that game.
I want to let everyone know that I was doing homework the other night for one of my classes.
Oh, yeah, and I was just sitting there going...
Yeah,
real loud,
I was going to say,
loud.
I'm just holding his Switch, and in the background while I was working, I would just hear... I don't even know if the mic's picking that up, but it was a lot of furious tapping, and every once in a while you'd hear like... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That, we play a lot of Smash Bros, because that's just how we pass our time.
Whoa, you've moved past the first one way too quickly.
Okay.
Say the name one more time.
Hatsune Miku, Project Diva, Mega Mix.
Hatsune Miku.
We'll call it, yeah.
Sorry.
Blue hair girl music game.
Okay.
There you go. That's the name of the game.
Well, I feel like I have an image of it in my head.
Yeah.
I could be lying, but what's the gameplay?
It's a rhythm game.
Oh, dude, love it. Okay.
So if you don't know what it is, it's like a Vocaloid. It's a sample of someone's voice, and people use that to make songs out of their voice. And it got real big. It's a Japanese thing, obviously, but so there's like this whole subculture of that, and they basically just take all the popular songs. Yeah, there you go. And
Hatsune Miku.
Yes. That is someone's real voice that they just like took, and now it's like one of the most popular things on the internet.
Is the game a physical game that I could find?
Not the English release. It did just come out in English,
Okay.
but I do have the Japanese copy
Interesting.
because it doesn't require any knowledge of the language because you're just sitting there pressing buttons.
Sure.
But I've played them because it's a PSP. It's on the PSP, PS3, PS4, now it's on Switch. And there's a bunch of different ones. So I've been playing them since like 13.
Yeah. I would say I'm still pretty dang decent at DDR. Like, so, and Guitar Hero, I picked that up the other day just for fun. I like rhythm games a lot.
Same.
So, you have actually piqued my interest.
Dude, I'm terrible at rhythm games.
Really?
Like, so bad.
Oh, this is probably like the best rhythm game I've ever played.
And you're
Like
really into
series.
rhythm games.
Yeah.
Or at least games like this.
Yes.
Interesting. I know it is like a whole genre of, especially like Japanese rhythm games. Like
Yes.
Fire
Because
Emblem
these are arcade
remix.
games that you can play at the Sega arcades. Like,
Right.
It's a real arcade game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out rhythm games when I finally eventually finish Persona 5 Royal and I hop into Persona 5, whatever the name.
The Dancing in Starlight.
Dancing
I
in the
think.
Starlight,
Yeah.
yeah, or something like that. I'm gonna have to figure out rhythm games when I get those because I have to play those games.
Ever play Elite Beat Agents for the DS?
No, but I watched my friend play it, and that is insane.
That's a wild game. I
They're
love that.
insane.
That's something we almost should cover at some point.
I need to play it.
Anything else?
Yeah, what else have you been playing?
You said
I
Smash.
literally just got the summer sale because I just looked at it. So I got Devil May Cry 3. Never played that before. And then Senran Kagura Peach Ball, which, like I was saying earlier, Senran Kagura is basically how the rest of the world views Japan up to 11. It's just girls with ungodly proportions
Okay.
doing the really anime thing. There's a gimmick every time, and this one's pinball.
I was so upset that we were playing it on the big TV in the living room literally minutes before you got here, and I was really upset that he turned it off before you walked in because if you would have walked in on this, you would have been like, "What the heck?"
Wow, they just showed me the cover art for that
Yeah.
game, and that is
There's just a giant woman in the
something-
middle of the...
A giant woman is one way to put it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's we're a family friendly show, so we won't get too much into it.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm ruining this for you.
No, I literally
just kidding. I'm
I
just
literally
kidding.
asked you to bring it up. But yeah, it's definitely not safe for work and is not for children. I don't know if I was talking to you about this last week. I feel like I was. Didn't I bring up how the Switch is now the place for more racy games?
Yes.
This is one of those. This game is on PC and Switch, but not on PS4.
I don't think that was like a purposeful thing though. I think they just wanted to put it on the Switch.
Yeah, but like,
But they put all those games on PC anyways.
yeah, but PlayStation might not have even wanted that game on their console.
They've got the rest of them though.
Yeah,
There's
but
literally
like,
every other game on there.
it's a more recent thing that they've been like, oh wait.
Yeah, you know, like these visual novel games. Obviously, I think you brought that up last time. It's those visual novel games that get really like it's hard censored on PS4 or anything else, but on Switch they're like whatever. We have this game literally about panties.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Well, isn't there a game where you like?
You play as panties.
Yeah,
yes.
and it's like a third-person shooter.
Yeah. I've never played. I just saw it in the eShop and I was like, okay. If you just browse through the eShop great deals, sometimes you'll just see things.
You really will.
It's like mobile games that no one else would like buy ever, but like, you know, maybe someone like $1 is like whatever.
All right.
Well,
Clay's been playing Sinner games. What have
Yes.
you been playing, Jake?
you know, I've been reviewing a few games for Noisy Pixel, but they've all been on PlayStation, so I've spent less time on my Switch this week. But just last night, I had a group of friends over, including Clay here, and we played Jackbox Party Pack 3, I believe.
Sure.
It was Jackbox Party Pack 3, which, if you don't know, are basically these collections of party games. And they are the perfect party games because all you need is a Switch console. They're also on PlayStation and PC and everything. All you need is a console and one controller to control a console. And once you select a game and press start, a code appears on the screen, and everybody pulls out their phones and goes to like jackbox.tv and then puts in the 4-digit code. And then the controller is now their smartphone, which is perfect because all of the games are 8 players, I think. 8 or 9 players.
I mean, we had 5, so there's obviously.
I think it was 8.
that.
I think it was 8. And everybody has a smartphone, so everybody can participate. All the games are pretty simple. We spent most of our time playing Quiplash 2, which is kind of like Cards Against Humanity. And it's like everybody gets 2 questions, and the question will be like, the worst thing to say to your parents while watching a sex scene in a movie is blank, you know? And then again, all of these just become terribly vulgar. So then everybody chooses the one that they like the most.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, people get points. There's a winner. It's a lot of fun. And then, yeah, there's a few other games. There's one called like Faker, where everybody is posed a question and one person has to blend in while not knowing what the question is, basically. What else? Which other ones did we play? Oh, TKO, which is where you draw a t-shirt and then you put captions with the t-shirt and then people mash the 2 together and then you choose which ones you think is funniest. We also played one. We only played it once because for some reason I liked Espionage.
Yeah, it was like you guess a percentage. Like it gives you a prompt and you to guess the percentage of like people or
like
whatever.
What was one of them?
It was like the amount of people that have condoms in their household. You know. And
yeah. So the person who is in control would have to say, oh, 20%, and then everyone else says higher, lower, much higher, or much lower, and you get points depending on if you are the person choosing. You get points depending on how close you are to the real percentage. And if you're everyone else, you get points depending on if you got higher or lower right.
Yeah. So just genuine question. Are we in a dirty mood this evening? Or is Jackbox rated T because they talk about sex and condoms?
There's no like vulgar language.
But
it's literally
we make the vulgar.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, and
it is player based.
Dude, I would very much like to say that all of our answers don't just divulge into dick jokes, but like
it's the inevitable bottom of the pile.
Especially, yeah, because a lot of these ones are trying to get people to choose your answer.
Well, because you have a time limit too. So like, what's the fastest thing you think of when you're like, I'll get this guy to laugh? You're like,
yeah,
schlong.
Or then like,
no, what are you gonna do?
This is a family friendly podcast. It's falling apart. Play. Well, Jackbox could be a family-friendly game, but like I said, it reminds me a lot of.
So
I like it more than Cards.
Cancel them on Twitter, right?
I like them more. I like it more than Cards Against Humanity because Cards Against Humanity, you don't create your own answers. So you, at least for me, I've played it so much in the past 10 years that I have basically memorized every single card.
Right.
So it's a lot more fun coming up with stuff on your own.
Sure.
But yeah, Jackbox is a lot of fun if you're ever like with a group of friends. All of them, I think, like I said, there's 6 of them, all with different mini games, and I think they're all $25, but they pretty frequently go on sale. Like right now during the summer eShop sale, Jackbox 1 and Jackbox 4 are like $10. But of course the one I needed was Jackbox 3, so I paid $25. But they're a lot of fun for parties, so I highly recommend them.
Very cool.
For sure. Do we want to get into the big modern topic of the week?
Yeah, I think so. It is what I've been playing, and I believe what Clay has been playing here.
I put like 20 hours into it.
I wrote down here that I'm about 30 hours in. I haven't actually met Ricky yet.
Oh, so I passed you.
Wow, so I'm goofing off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing like every side quest too.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on
Maybe
here?
I need to check my time, but maybe I'm off. But yeah, so do you want to start by? I think we both got the definitive works set.
Yeah, I got that. Too.
What did you think about that?
The box is pretty. It was very pretty.
And huge, massive.
Yes, for 2 items in the box.
Right.
If anything, I'm like a little disappointed because you see what Europe got. Yeah, they got a vinyl record, a steelbook.
You're kidding.
No.
Was the price?
So it was a higher price, I think.
Okay, because we paid $20 above like the
80.
normal.
Yeah.
For a gorgeous art book, it really is nice, and like I believe it has. Does it have every character's set of armor?
It has every character's set of armor, like all their skins and all that stuff. I've looked through it a couple times.
Yeah.
I just love it.
It's gorgeous. And so, if you're a fan of the series or the game itself, it was worth the 20 extra bucks for me at least.
Especially with how much it's gone up too. It's like I'm glad I got it now.
Well, how much is it going
It's
for?
like 150 now, and it came out for 80. But that's also because quarantine and all that stuff.
Yeah, but still,
RPGs are going up.
Oh yeah. So I'm assuming that you have played Xenoblade Chronicles before.
I've not played the first one before. I've beaten the second one.
Ah, cool.
Second one's one of my favorite games of all time. So I was like, I have to play this one. I waited so long because I was like, the Wii one's always like so expensive, or it just looks like dog doo-doo.
It does.
Not that that's going to stop me from playing a game, but at the same time, like I kind of figured this would happen eventually. And when I saw that E3 trailer, I think I screamed. I was like, yes, finally.
Nice.
So it is really nice to have this.
Well, that's interesting. Just in relation to you, I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I haven't played any other entries in the Xeno
universe.
So
they're not all connected like at all.
No.
Only by like a book that it's kind of connected by.
I don't even know about that. I tried to do my research, and all I know is the Xeno prefix ties together, a series of games by one developer.
Pretty much one guy. Because it's over like Namco, Square, and now Monolith. So
yeah, I had no idea there were any other games.
No, yeah, because Xenogears was supposed to be like a 6-part game. It was one game.
Xenogears was the first one for PlayStation 1 back in '98.
And they have a whole definitive something, I don't know what it's called, but it's this giant book that explains all the lore, and there are like ties to Xenoblade.
Interesting.
It's not the entire story, but you can see where they were going. It's really interesting. I wish I could, because it's not all in English, so
right.
I don't know anything about it.
Man, I'm excited to talk through this with you because I think you seem pretty Japanese focused, like Jake is here, and I'm a very like casual anime Japanese guy. Like, I mean, I watched DBZ, I watched Toonami growing up. I've seen Attack on Titan the first couple seasons, but man, I don't go deep into it at all. And so a lot of Japanese, especially Japanese RPGs like this, they just miss me, man. They go right over my head, and that's where this one is. It slides right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's barely okay, but it's very okay.
No, I see what you mean, because it's not like the super complex thing. It's like, here's the battle system.
Yeah.
And it's a mix between it plays itself, but you also have to pay attention to not die.
Yeah, see, right.
Because if you're facing like more than one opponent, they will kill you.
Yeah.
Like, it's brutal.
Have you played any other games with a similar combat system? And is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a similar combat system?
Yes and no. You know how like in Xenoblade, the definitive game, it has all those at the bottom. That's all you can, like arts and stuff.
Sure.
In 2, you have 4. And basically after every attack, it's like a rhythm.
Okay.
So you have to hit an art after an attack for it to keep the chain going.
Okay.
So it's literally like you keep rhythm, and there's combos and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it more than this game.
Sure,
I'll just get that out of the way. That game is so involved, and as the game goes on, it keeps opening up. Like, you get like 60 hours in, and you're still getting new stuff to like keep battling with.
So checking my log here, it does only say that played for 20 hours or more. I thought I was a little bit deeper. So maybe I'm hot on your heels. I know, man.
I'm really anal about my playtime, because if I'm not playing it, I'll just turn off the game instead of like leaving it going. So that's also a part of the reason why my playtime is probably really low. It says like I got like 285 hours in Smash Bros. I feel like 50 of those hours where I was just leaving it on. Go eat.
That's funny. I have very similar hours there, and I would estimate the same. So kind of separating from the gameplay a little bit, though, the story is also very Japanese and high concept, and just keeps on throwing new.
The reason I love it.
Well, man, it forms its own religion.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned that kind of concept in a previous episode, but you really have to buy into it and be willing to like play along with whatever curveballs they throw at you. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, "What the heck? That doesn't make sense."
Yeah, and the audience has already probably noticed that I've been very silent during this, and that's because, as I mentioned last week, I played Xenoblade 2 when it came out because it was early in the Switch's lifespan, and everybody was like, "Oh, this game's amazing," and I just didn't vibe with it. Like, I cannot enjoy a game's story or think it's a bit much, but if I really like the gameplay, I'll be sold. But I wasn't even like that, the gameplay was just too MMO-y.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention to you, is like, because I was the same. I bought that game in like 2018, and then I played it for like a couple hours, and I was like, that's all right. And I let it sit until like March, and then I literally got back into that game and played the entire thing in like a couple weeks. It is one of those things that you have to stick with it before it becomes amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I know that's not easy for a lot of people.
Right. I don't know. Xenoblade 2 just lost me, so I'm not even going to bother with Xenoblade Definitive. I've got too much stuff on my plate anyways. But, we have talked about that a lot, I feel like, in NintenGems, because we talked about Astral Chain.
That's right.
Yeah, I
and
thought
Astral Chain. Did you play Astral Chain?
Yeah, I got like halfway through, and then like I loved it, but at the same time, I just kind of fell off.
Dude, it just completely lost me with its story, with its,
Oh, the story didn't even lose me. I just stopped playing one day, and then I just didn't get back into it.
That's that wasn't all that lost me, but it was like, it felt cringeworthy, at times, and I don't know if that's how this is.
So I'll stop.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, I will stop you there, because not only are the graphics pretty darn decent, so the graphics are far enhanced from the Wii and much better than the 3DS version. I actually bought the new 3DS.
Yeah, I have it on my 3DS.
Just for this game, and then it was the only game for the new 3DS, which was stupid.
Oh, hey, and Minecraft.
And Minecraft, yeah.
Missed that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks much better than any version before it. The music is incredible. It's amazing how the music came back to me as I started playing. And last of all, the voice acting and for the most part the scripting is genuinely pretty decent. It's just a weird story attached to it.
Yeah. And I love that about this game is like when they went for the localization, like because they did Europe first because it wasn't even supposed to come out here, and so it's very European.
Yeah.
And I love that because like it's a super anime game with like Irish and like.
What are their accents?
It's like what would you call that?
My
like,
wife is English, and I'm embarrassed that I can't pinpoint that because I think it's an English accent.
It's probably like every dialect of that.
Yeah.
You know? And all these actors are no names, so I think that's also really cool. Well, it came out in Japan like 2010, I think, and then it was not supposed to come out over here, but like 2 years later, it came out the next year again in Europe. And North America was like, hey, we want this game too. And so like there's a bunch of petitions.
Project Rainfall.
Yeah, and then it finally did come out over here, and then it disappeared forever, and then GameStop was selling used copies for above new prices.
That's wild.
And yeah, that's it. So it became a cult game immediately.
Yeah. What do you think about the team and the fact that you can rotate your characters? I imagine they do a similar thing in Chronicles too. But
yeah.
It's an interesting concept to me that they give each character
full movesets.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually haven't used much anybody outside of Shulk just because, like, I don't know. I'm really into using Shulk.
That's part of my point. I don't have any interest in really playing many other characters. Like I feel like I want to be I want to be the protagonist.
Yeah.
Whereas Dunban is fun to play as. Once you figure out like kind of like you said almost their rhythm, like the right moves to chain after one another. It's fun to figure the characters out, but I do find myself just moving back to Shulk.
Yeah, I can actually see like how Dunban would be probably more useful in Shulk because he can literally break, topple, and daze. I think
I don't have days yet, but I think
I have days as Shulk. But,
okay.
But like even with Charla, I've talked to my friend that has beat the game, and he says that at a certain point you don't even need her anymore. It's literally just his team was just Shulk, Ryan, and Dunban, the like entire ending. Right. It's just like a powerhouse. Sure. But I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know for myself. But I also really like using Melia, but I don't think you've gotten her yet.
I actually she just joined my team, yeah.
Her buffs, like immediately.
Yeah.
Like every battle, it's like, you're good. I'm like, yo. But I don't see the need, you don't see the need to use that because the computer is pretty good on its own. Right.
They generally fill in the gaps that you've presented. And they'll catch the pass that you threw. I don't know what else.
The scale, like the scale of the worlds, or the environments. Like you literally pass on to another one, and it's literally like a whole, like you could have a whole game in that one area. Which some people find that intimidating, like in Metal Gear Solid 5, like that world is open and huge, but there's nothing to do. But for some reason in this game, I feel like I want to go there.
It feels very populated.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of different monsters, and they do well at like grouping them together. As if
you have your stuff that's around your level, and then you have that level 90 demon in like the corner that you do not want to get near, but you have to go around him. I love that.
They did do it well, but it does feel empty at points, and they incorporated an auto run, to accommodate for that at times, which is helpful. But and this goes back to even the first time I played it though, the collectibles. Yeah. They're fun because it's great when you fill a row of collectibles, you found an entire set, but it doesn't feel like you've actually done anything.
I think the way they accommodated that was like if you reach a checkpoint, you get XP. So there is a reason to go do that. Sure. Especially those secret areas, like you gain levels from those. Yes. Every time I find one, I'm like, yo.
Now, you guys mentioned this already a little bit, but how do you feel about the graphics of the game? Because honestly, it did not look as good as I thought it would.
Because you gotta think, Xenoblade 2 was like this too. It's a little grainy, but for the size, it's not. Again, it's not a Nintendo developed game. It is by Monolith, so they don't have like the Breath of the Wild kind of budget for that. So it's not gonna look as good as that. But at the same time, the scale on that handheld is insane.
And the monsters do. I mean, the monsters get massive.
Yeah.
You know, exponentially larger than your characters.
And there's a lot of things on screen. Too.
Right, a lot of movement. And so, for what it is, I wrote down in my notes that it's kind of on a 360 level.
Yeah,
Which-
because the grass, you can't see in the distance, but it will draw with you, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's only the only thing that's like stared out to me, because I've been playing this on a 4K TV and it runs at 720p, and it hasn't bothered me.
Yeah. My last thing would kind of just be the story and how far. So you don't know the end of the game?
I do. I do, because Xenoblade 2's ending actually draws into Xenoblade 1's ending.
Okay, well, spoilers.
But other than that, no, I do not know how it gets to that ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into a little bit of spoilers.
Okay.
So the game doesn't end here, but you find out that this entire world, the world is on the backs of two giant gods that have killed each other in a battle, and all of your characters, all the monsters, anything that you interact with is living on the bodies of these two massive gods. And that sounds cool enough, right? You should just leave it there. There doesn't need to be another layer. No. Turns out, in another universe, there was an Earth.
Yep.
And there were scientists on a space station, and they created this universe on the backs of gods.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's literally because Xenoblade 1 and 2 end with that exact same scene.
It's kind of nonsense. That's kind of where you have to buy into the religion
Because
question
it's
mark.
almost a conspiracy at the end.
Yeah, and just there's so many deep curves that they throw at you that I don't. Some of them just feel cheap,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
unearned. And so I don't know. That's one of my biggest drawbacks. The gameplay just is obviously what keeps me coming back over and over. And then I like the characters a whole lot, but just the deeper the story gets, the more I kind of check out from that facet of the game.
Understandable. I feel like Xenoblade 2 gets worse with that. Like it.
Oh
like,
no!
Like they take the anime aspect of it, like the super anime like weirdness.
Yeah.
And it's like 11, and that's why I love it so much. It's because it's just stupid.
Well,
I love
and that's fair enough. I mean,
you know,
like I said, this game hits a very happy medium for me. It hits right. You know, it's not too annoying. It's not boring. They hit the mark for me. But some people would just absolutely eat up every single corner of this game.
I know people that hate it. I know people that love it. I don't know many people that are like in between on it.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
I'm definitely like love it.
Uh-huh.
Like I will play this again most likely in the future.
Very good. Well, cool, man. Any last thoughts?
I'm ready to see that ending for myself. That's it. It's gonna be like another 80 hours before I get there, but I do not care. I'm ready to see that.
And see, what's stupid is I'm about to say it'll be worth it. As much as I just complained about it. So so there it is. Xenoblade Chronicles. Go get it.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, because...
Hey, Jake.
Yeah,
How you doing over there?
I'm back. Hey, I've been here the whole time. No, yeah, it's just not for me, but I'm glad people are enjoying it. It looks good for what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
That felt good. I've been saving up a lot of that content for a while now. You've been hyping up Clay, and so I do appreciate you letting us geek out there.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. If it was just me and you, it would be you just talking to a wall, basically.
Yeah, no, that was...
So, yeah. Do you guys want to go ahead and get into this week's NintenGem?
Heck yes.
All right.
I'm begging you. I want to talk about Sonic.
Yes, so this week's NintenGem is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube.
Not on the PC, not on PS3, on the GameCube.
Yes, sir.
And what he meant to say was Chow Garden, the game, with a side of Sonic.
I'm gonna have to like say that I don't care about the Chow Garden.
Then
I'm gonna start that off real strong.
This is gonna be a great conversation.
Okay, pause, everyone. So, I just want to go ahead and give the preface that, you know, technically this is a Nintendo exclusive game. Battle is, or at least it says only for... Is it on PC?
It is on the PC, but you know, you gotta think at the time, literally it came out on the Dreamcast, and then Battle came out, which was its own thing. And that was a GameCube exclusive for about 10 years.
At the time when it came out, it was a Nintendo exclusive game, and it's come to PC now, but there are a lot of Sonic games from around this time. Basically all of the Sonic games from the GameCube era, I completely just associate with Nintendo. That being, even though they are on the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders, you know, they're on other systems, and especially now.
You wouldn't want to ever play it on PS2 though, I promise you.
Yeah, no?
So yes, it might as well be a GameCube exclusive. So.
Yeah, so the point is, this whole era of Sonic I kind of very much associate with Nintendo. So I feel like we're going to bend the rules a little bit and talk about something that isn't completely Nintendo.
Not absolutely first party, but definitely helped support the GameCube as it was.
I mean, think about it this way: Mario and Sonic is a legit game.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Mario and
That is
Sonic.
not a fake game.
Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games that didn't happen.
Aw.
We played that.
We're the only ones that got to go.
Yeah.
That's
That's insane.
Yeah, we played that a little bit earlier in this week, and we were like, "This is surreal," because it just is about event. It's a game based on an event that didn't even happen.
That's going to be bizarre in 10, 20 years.
I wonder if it's gonna be rare because of that. Probably not. Because
No.
it goes on sale all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you could just the interesting factor of that.
Right.
Sure.
But Adventure 2 Battle. I brought up the idea of a Sonic game because not only is Clay the biggest Xenoblade fan that I know, but he is also the biggest Sonic fan I have ever met in my life.
Unabashedly.
Defend yourself.
I'm not going to defend myself because I love Sonic the Hedgehog. It is so garbage that like you know how like in the 2000s like there's like those freaks that love Sonic. I was that freak.
Show me your OC.
Oh, I had them.
Show me.
I don't have this because me and my friends like as kids, you you want to go outside and play pretend, but like we would spend hours on these characters.
Dude, you saw my grin there for a good as you were explaining,
yeah.
and so I get it. I'm making fun of you. I'm laughing with you, but dude, I pretended to draw those fake Sonic characters. I would print them out, take them to school, and I'd be like, "Whoa, check out my character." And so, like, I mean, I was never, full, respect where it's due.
Exactly.
I understand.
No, I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it is
okay.
awesome.
Right on. You are on the right side of the Sonic fandom, I think.
It is real bad. But Sonic Adventure 2, I feel like most people can agree, good memories of that game. Even though these days, like, people have gone back to them and said they're not the best, and, all these glitches. Like, ever since, like, the Game Grumps started playing those games, and they got this real bad reputation.
The Sonic Adventure games?
Yeah. Have you not watched any of their Let's
No.
Plays? They're infamous. They're actually kind of, like, when they were, like, a good show to watch, I think they were pretty funny, but people took that as, like, haha, look at this bad game.
Yeah. Huh.
Whatever.
What was your first experience with Adventure 2 Battle, Jake?
Honestly, I can't remember. I played it when I was a kid. I know I had it because I know I had like all of those Sonic games that I was talking about. But I was never. I always liked Sonic, but I was never a huge Sonic fan. The one that I definitely put the most time into was Sonic Heroes.
Okay.
But I definitely played this when I was a kid, but not like extensively.
Oh,
I
think this is the one I played the most as a kid.
I would say the same for myself. My brother and I were both super into this game. And like I said at the start, once we had beaten the main story, we really sank a whole lot of time into Chow Garden. And we treated the rest of the game, the actual Sonic portions, as basically just
farming.
To hang out with our chows.
I think the earliest memory I have of this game is my friend that I would go over to his house. Like he lived like 5 minutes from me, so we'd always go over there. He had a GameCube. I never had a GameCube as a kid, so he had Sonic Adventure. He had Sonic Adventure 2, and I remember playing that game for the first time with him, and just sitting in awe. Like my 5-year-old mind was like blown.
How crazy was that opening scene? Sonic jumps out the helicopter. Boom, bam, 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 bam.
That
Like that
iconic
bass,
song.
That was. Can I get the whole song from you like that?
Dude, rolling around at the speed
my
of
God.
sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Thank you. Oh, that was. Yes.
Oh, I mean, there's nobody that doesn't know that song.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like the game, you know every word of that song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's speaking of. There's a lot of things to talk about with this game, but I guess to go ahead and start formally going through them. Let's start with the music, seeing as how we just had that beautiful serenading by us. Clay and I, before you got here, we broke out my GameCube to play it and couldn't find the cord to plug it in.
Oh, no.
So then we broke out my Wii to play it.
Hooray.
And so we played like about an hour of it, I would say.
We played up to like Pumpkin Hill.
Oh, bum, bum. Ba-dam, 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 ba-dam.
Exactly. There you go.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Yeah. I gotta stop doing that.
And just immediately as we were playing it, I was like, dude, the music in these games, at least
don't miss.
that generation
Yeah,
of Sonic,
that's-
is so good. And then I looked at him because we grew up with these games,
Yeah.
and I said, how much do you think that these games influenced our taste in music?
Wow.
Because like, I don't know.
I think they influence a lot of people's taste in music. Because if you look at like almost like electronic music now, or like kind of like that poppy stuff, that kind of like Hyper Potions that did the music for Mania, like the intro for Mania, kind of like that kind of stuff. It is very that era of like Sonic, like menu music or like something like that. So I feel like that's very influential.
Yeah, and I mean, as I guess we've already mentioned, the music in this game is just so good. All of it, from like you said, the second you start.
I feel like this game has the most expensive soundtrack I've ever seen.
Really?
Which might be a testament to its quality. Like, it's like, you can't find a copy of it, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I can't put a number on it.
Do you know any names on the soundtrack? Because I don't.
Like artists or like...
Yeah, artists.
They're all like no names, pretty much, that they just kind of find. I know it's Crush 40. Like that, they're the people that do all the like rock intros.
And like the when you're fighting Biohazard at the end.
Yeah, like Live and Learn. That's Crush 40. They did the Open the Heart for like all the other games. Yeah. What timeless songs.
God, I just seriously like. I was gonna say Escape from the City and Live and Learn specifically are two. Literally every single time I sit down, we play Smash Brothers. I make a point to go and choose a Sonic stage and put on Live and Learn. Always, every single time. But that's just a testament to how great not only this era of Sonic's music is, and how great Crush 40 is just in general, but this game specifically just has just a stellar soundtrack. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the game's incomprehensible story.
It was so anime. It's so anime.
Yeah.
Like literally that era of Sonic games was so anime.
You're not wrong.
Like the whole plot is basically like there's this black hedgehog and they're like, oh, that's Sonic and he's being a bad dude and we have to put him in jail. But he's like, no, that's not me, bro. Yeah. And he's
Faker.
It's all about
I'll make you eat those words.
Yeah.
Like they literally go from like chasing down this guy that they need to like clear his name from to going into space from a rocket that's just in a pyramid. Yep. It is just in a pyramid. They go into space and they're like, oh, there's these like bioweapons here. Like for some reason they're gonna blow up the Earth. It is insane.
Again, when we were playing this earlier, I looked over at Clay and I was like, how could any child understand what's going on?
I think I think that's the purpose of it. Is like I was like so into it that like I think that's the point. Like it's so over the top that like any child would be like, yo, I love this.
Yeah, and every area is totally different and feels, like you said, the pyramid levels, they offer different hazards than the jungle level does.
Yeah, there's like cities, jungles, underground mines, a little pumpkin place.
Once you hit outer space, it gets a little questionable.
Those outer space levels as like Rouge and Knuckles, if you don't know what you're doing or you find the wrong clues, those levels can be like 20-minute levels. Yeah. Not a lot.
Yeah, like we were taking turns just playing the story and I got Pumpkin Hill, and I got the first two pieces of the emerald like immediately, and then it took me like 6 minutes to find the second one, and I was like, I just kept being like, where is this? And he was like, do you want me to do it for you? And I was like, no, because I'm sure you could have done it much faster. Just because you,
I've probably beaten this game like 30.
I was gonna say, how many hours do you think you have in the Sonic Adventure 2? Just in general, not even battle, just Sonic Adventure 2.
I don't even know. Probably like 500 as like an easy ballpark.
I was going to say for me personally like 3 or 4, and so it sounds like you've probably gone through it at least a couple more times.
Yeah, I don't even remember how many times.
300 or 400?
Oh yeah, as a kid.
Whoa.
And plus, and I mean,
especially with that Chow Garden, like you can think like days.
That's exactly like. There's a lot of requirements if you like want to get a Chow that you actually want to refine to the Chaos Chow or
before we get off the story, and we'll come back to the Chow Gardens. I do want to mention another just thing that makes me love Sonic Adventure, just both of them, but Sonic Adventure 2 specifically is the voice acting, the English dub, which is just so amazing. It's so terrible that it's amazing, and the production is horrendous. The music is always on like 2 times louder than the dialogue. So it's always like da 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 da. Oh my God.
And the way the cutscenes flow, like from like the Japanese, like I'm sure it was fine. I never played it that way, but like the dubbing, they literally cut each other off because there's not enough time for the voice lines. So there's that infamous scene where Sonic meets Shadow and he's like, "I finally got you, faker," or whatever, and like he immediately cuts him off. Like,
I'll make you eat those words.
Yeah, immediately. And then there's lines that they didn't even decide to like translate. Like
Really?
Eggman will literally just go Yosh. Or like
Yosh.
yo. And like Knuckles was going like like a JoJo character.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, so I just had to give that a little bit of a shout out. I guess let's go ahead and get into it since it seems like something at least you, Braden, love, and then you, Clay, as you said at the top of this
I don't
discussion.
hate it, but I never got into it.
You don't like it, or you never got into it. The Chow Garden. Can you guys, I guess, Braden, since you like it so much, can you explain what the Chow Garden is?
So essentially, they incorporated an entire virtual pet system into this Sonic Adventure 2 battle game. If you collect a key in each level, it will transport you to the Chow Garden, where there are these adorable little teardrop-shaped kind
I guess
of...
that's how you can imagine it, little baby children.
Yeah, they just tiny little anime-looking blue children. More alien than human, but adorable nonetheless. And depending on the items that you give them and how you choose to train them, their appearances will change. They grow up, they become adults.
Yeah, because you literally find like little animals, like the flickies or whatever they call them, like from robots, and you can give them, and they take the shape of like a tiger or a bird.
Yeah, same with like the cogs or something from the
little,
robots.
like energy crystal things.
Right, and so these chows have entire lifespans. They live in the Chow Garden, but then you soon unlock multiple gardens.
Yeah, there's like a heaven and like a hell, I guess. I don't remember what they're called.
To match the light and dark side of the story that you can play. But it's incredibly in depth, and if you choose to commit time to it, there are two sports for them to play. You can do running or karate. And you can choose to train them in either of those fields, and there are dozens of difficulty levels for them to play through. They earn awards, cool outfits. It goes on.
It's its own game.
It's
its own game. And there's literally like a school, like a whole other section where there's like school, a doctor, like a little fortune teller that you can take them all to, and it's insane.
Well, did you ever play that, Jake?
The Chow Garden? No.
You weren't into it. Wow.
Well, I just never... Dude, I honestly don't think I even knew it really existed until...
Well, because you have to get those keys.
Right.
To start,
and,
yeah.
And I don't think I knew it existed until YouTube was a thing, and I was watching videos about these games, and then everyone was like, I love the Chow Garden. And there's all these hour-long videos about how amazing the Chow Garden is, and I was like, what?
Well,
you know?
But my thing is, so they have kept the Chows around. I think they were introduced in Sonic Adventure. They were in the anime. They are still in the games somewhat. I don't know.
More of like a loading screen mascot more than anything.
I guess I haven't
and
played
in the racing game.
enough recent games to say that. But
I'm gonna tell you, they just don't care about side characters anymore. It's really sad.
Really?
But yes.
Well, I was just gonna. My point was, I'm surprised they haven't brought them back in any way, shape, or form.
Especially with like how big Animal Crossing is now. That's probably a big factor as to why you like it.
Sure, that's great. That's a great point.
Dude, the modern Sonic games just make me so sad.
What happened?
It's so funny.
It's literally the fan base doesn't know what they want ever, but they don't know who to listen to.
Well, it's so funny because we're saying like, well, what happened to Sonic? But like this game isn't good, man.
You're right.
We love this game, but like, I mean, I would say you could probably argue that the Chow Garden is good, but like, I love Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure. Well, I love Sonic Adventure 2. I have mixed feelings about the first Sonic Adventure, but I do not think they are good games. Like, if I had to review them, I don't think... You said
even at the time, like, they did get high scores and they did get, like, low scores.
You said it yourself. It's a game that it runs on, like, charm.
Yeah, know? It's more of, like, a charm thing. Like, kids grew up with this and they relate with Sonic, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, when you go back to it now, it's if you didn't play as a kid, you might not love it as much as you do if you have that experience.
Sure.
Which, you know, because, like, those treasure hunting things can be frustrating. It's like, especially since in the first game you got like it gave you the radar for all three, and this one you only get the radar for one. And then those mech missions are real slow. The most fun you're gonna have is playing on Sonic and Shadow.
From what I hear, though, they're trying to spend a lot longer on the next one, which
everybody's thinking is gonna be an adventure remake.
That would be dope.
I'm okay with that. But I was about to say, if they spit Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Out or something similar modern day with those mechanics, that would not fly.
Exactly.
So dude, I think to Jake's credit, it is a bad game.
Let's talk about the different like levels, you know, the different kinds of gameplay, because one level you're running super fast with Sonic, it's kind of a very 3D platformer, and then the next you're
That's the
mech.
reason people remember it,
Right.
Mhm.
It's those Sonic levels, because they are really well thought out. They're a lot of fun. They last for like 2-3 minutes, then it's done. And you can keep replaying those levels and trying to get better.
Right.
But
Then
like in the Dark Story, there's just Eggman level after Eggman level after Eggman level with a Rouge level and like 3 Shadow levels. It just gets real boring. Like I get bored playing Team Dark Story.
so many Eggman.
Yeah, because it's just these slow burn missions where you're just shooting things.
Yeah.
I think some people
You
enjoy
just
those.
hold. You can just keep pressing B.
Oh
and
yeah,
you
I
can-
do that all the time.
Yeah, and
I'll like
spin
just
the
spin around in a
joystick.
circle.
Yep, that's
Yep.
it. And just zap them all.
And even in all of it, especially in the Knuckles and Rouge levels, the camera, dude, is just so
Especially on the
bad.
GameCube, because there's no good way on other consoles like PC, which I know we're not talking about that one, but
Yeah.
there is better camera option because I didn't have that problem when I'm playing like a modern port of that game.
Huh.
But those levels still kind of drag on.
Yeah.
I think they're a lot of fun though.
So our modern Sonic historian, is Shadow still around?
Barely. He's like a hanging thread now. It's real sad. Like they kind of took the edgy character trait that he was like known for, I guess. Like Shadow the Hedgehog. If you know anything about that game.
I wanted to touch on it.
Yeah. So basically, after that died, killed that character real fast.
Yeah.
I feel like they just played it safe with him as like kind of like the anti-hero, just
Mhm.
like a companion to Sonic, just to be like, oh look, his rival's back.
Yeah.
But he hasn't had any like serious character development at all, and it's kind of an insufferable character now.
Oh shoot. He felt like such a truly badass character when I was a kid.
He should
playing
have
this
lived,
game.
died in Sonic Adventure 2. I think so.
You think,
And-
and then just not brought him back? Huh.
He is such a popular character. That's why they brought him back. But his legacy would have been so much better if because his story ends in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
He falls into the
Yeah, he
Atmosphere,
dies.
right?
He dies,
yeah.
and then they turn him into an android in Sonic Heroes.
That's
Is
true.
it an
That's
ant?
it.
Oh. Well, what's the immediate successor to Battle? Is it Heroes or is it
Heroes.
Shadow the Hedgehog?
It's Heroes.
Okay.
If Heroes
Dude,
goes straight from Sonic.
Shadow the
Adventure
Hedgehog isn't canon. I mean, I don't know if
It-
Sonic has canon, but is
2.
it?
Up until 06, it had canon, and then before that, yes, it was canon.
What the heck?
But you said he was an android. I thought he was a clone.
Yes, right.
Oh no!
I remember
'Cause
there were multiple
I-
endings.
Yes, because in Heroes ends Shadow's story with we don't know, we'll see maybe next time, because they find a room full of shadows, and they're like, I thought he was an android, and they're like, we're not sure. Like, and then in Shadow the Hedgehog, you have those 20 different endings, which are hilarious in themselves, and then you have that one true ending, which that should have just been the ending. But even then, that's just like, I am who I am, I guess, and there's nothing answered. You know?
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, and like you said, it is interesting that there did seem to be a sort of canon, or at least a canon that was started maybe with Sonic Adventure, you know, and then it didn't last long because then Sonic 06 is off the walls. It feels like every game we get like, what is Sonic Forces related to? Nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, it's exactly that, because like Unleashed is his own story, Generations is his own story, Lost World was his own story,
Even like their own like
Colors was his own story.
even like their own worlds too.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
since Colors, they've had the Wisps and everything, but I feel like they've just replaced.
Also,
Shadow.
the Wisps. Dude, now we're just having a Sonic conversation, but the Wisps are so boring.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, they are.
Like-
I don't know why I keep bringing them
Like
back.
how the Wisps are like all of the items in the Sonic racing games. Like, so boring.
But to that point, that makes this game so much better. It could be a bad game, but now comparatively, this game is godlike.
It's getting
Sonic
better and
Adventure
better.
2 is Sonic at its best.
The more-
Before the 2D games, because there is that split of those classic fans that,
Like Mania.
yeah, like they're probably the most valid in any conversation. Which I hate to say that because I don't like those games very much.
Which is crazy because that's the thing when I consider myself a classic Sonic fan first and
Yeah.
foremost because I did grow up playing the Genesis games more. I just love those games to death. I think they are fantastic, all of them in their own right.
Right.
I think Mania is god tier, and that's why I've thought it's been so funny to be friends with you, Clay, because you're this huge Sonic fan, and the Mania came out, and I was like, Sonic Mania, oh my god, it's so good, and you were like, no.
I got it the day it came out and I still haven't finished that game.
Oh no.
And
I
yet-
have it
and yet-
on Switch and PS4.
And yet you're like all over Sonic Forces, and you've beat it like
I-
a million times.
I own it 3 times. I platinumed the game. I've beaten it all 3 times.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
And I mean, they are very different games. Classic Sonic versus 3D Sonic. You know, it would make sense why if you were really into 3D Sonic, you might not be into.
Well, that's why
3D
Forces
Sonic.
piss me off so much. Is because they literally shoehorn Classic Sonic in, and it's been that way since generations. And it's like, hey, I loved this thing as a kid. These 3D games like Sonic Adventure 2. Can we have that again?
Right.
And that's why I think the prospect of Adventure Remake would be so nice. Even if it's not that good, I would be all over it.
I would too.
I agree. Yeah. So, let's talk about the battle.
Yeah. I did a lot of that as a kid.
Yeah. So, talk to
battle,
me
you mean
about
the
that.
multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because that's exclusive to this game.
That makes sense.
That's pretty much what justified it as a re-release. So, from what I can tell, you know. Yeah. Talk to us about battle mode.
You basically get all the gameplay styles, like the race, like the speed sections, the treasure hunting, the shooting, and they turn them into like a battle mode. So, like the racing, you choose between like I think it was Sonic, Shadow, Amy, and Metal Sonic, which some of them are more broken than others. Which, because if you're Shadow or Amy, you can stop time and just go. It's real annoying, but it was still fun. Yeah. If you play it now, though, there's a lot of screaming involved. A lot of screaming involved because you can just keep chaining those specials.
Yeah.
And the other person just can't play. They just can't play. And then, like, the treasure hunting one, it's like a race to see who can find the treasures the fastest. And then the shooting one, you're literally in like a Gundam arena kind of thing where you're just shooting each other.
Press B the fastest, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, I did play this. That was more of a theoretical question, but
I don't know. I never learned the secret to being good at that one.
Yeah. Another one with, I guess, a secret. The grinding levels.
Oh yeah. They have that pyramid one in the speed section of the 2-player.
Yeah.
The grinding one, the pyramid,
where you just grind on the rails.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool. It's because you can bounce back and forth between the two rails.
Me and my friends would always figure out a way to like jump off the
Yeah,
rails
and catch
try
the bottom one.
Yeah, and we'd always miss.
Uh-huh.
But we'd keep doing it because we wanted to beat each other.
Oh, on fire.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
In the space, you literally catch on fire.
But is that the only advantage that you can catch on those grinding levels? Is just to jump?
I don't know, because there is those physics in it where when it takes that curve, if you're not leaning into that curve and not holding B, you're going to slip and you can fall off.
Okay, yeah.
So there is that. You have to be good at knowing when those... But I guess if you both know, there is no advantage.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Huh.
So yeah, that's battle mode.
There's not a lot to it. That is a fact. There's not a lot to it. But I spent so many hours playing it.
Do you guys have any other closing thoughts on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the Nintendo GameCube?
Bring Shadow back. Shadow 2020.
Don't bring Shadow back.
Oh, right. No, yeah, you're right. We liked him dead the first time.
Let's get a remake of Sonic Adventure 2, kill him, then we're done.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
Deal.
That's how I want it to end. Sonic Adventure 2 is not the best game of all time, but it's the best game of all time. The end.
Alrighty, well, I think that's about going to wrap us up for this episode.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Dude, Clay, it was a pleasure to meet and have you on.
Likewise.
Clay, do you want to plug any of your social media if anyone wants to
please
find
leave
you?
me alone. It's just gonna be disappointment, lots of canceling for me. There's not good things in the future for that. Follow Jake on Twitter and follow NintenGems on Facebook.
Wow, look at that. Okay. You can find me and follow my gaming journalist expeditions on Twitter at jyoder1624. And you can find us on Facebook and on Twitter eventually, that I have yet to make because I'm a bad co-host. But we'll be there eventually. But yeah, so hey, thanks for listening, guys. I'm Jake.
I'm Brady.
I'm Clay.
And this is NintenGems.
See you guys next time.
See ya.